was muted again because
Ah, we just said some really horrible things about your mother.
She has a new profession.
And it's baking cookies. Oh my god, that's loud.
So has everyone picked their skills and shit?
I have.
oh, I have to confirm mine.
With James.
No, as in I said I'd pick between two, and I haven't yet.
I need a long rest before I can use him.
Can I use mine?
Yes.
You can.
Because yours is an innate natural reflex. Where mine takes preparation.
I'm kind of debating if I chose the right dragon type or not. Being cold.
Oh, you can... Just because you're a... what are you? Red dragon?
I picked silver, but I was looking at the option because technically it doesn't give me any bonuses until level 6.
I think most of them are pretty much like that.
That just basically means I pick an element and then at level 6 I add my charisma modifier to spells of that damage. And
Oh,
I
yeah.
can also get resistance of. And fire is a good way to do damage. But I do also have resistance to fire, so one part of that I don't need.
It's just like the meme that I posted.
Yeah. So I don't know if I should change to just be fire. I was looking at that spell.
You just started popping a whole heap on your microphone. Did you change it? Did you hear that, Apples?
Is it
Yeah, I can hear this.
still having issues?
Yeah, there's popping sound.
No, it sounds good to me. Fuzzy, talk more.
No, I don't want to. You can't make me.
Too bad. No, it sounds fine.
Okay. Alright, I can hear this sort of popping.
Maybe it's just my voice.
No, it's... I don't know.
It's his balls dropping again.
Nah,
It's like
four.
a static popping sound almost after you finish speaking. You sort of hear it briefly.
Okay.
No, I get nothing. Try it.
Yeah.
Close and open.
Yeah, I'll do that. I'll be back in a sec.
I was looking at the spell Agnes Scorcher, which is
So I should have fucking thought about this.
I'd almost recommend you should go for Sentinel just because you don't do a lot of combat-y spells.
Nah, it's 100% not for the spells. It's for the advantage on concentration. So you know how I cast Bark Skin before I transform?
Okay.
That requires concentration, and pretty much I'll only use my spells to, when I'm jumping in and out of the Sentinel will make me, like that's more. I'm a big bear, and I'm gonna just sit there and force everything to, die. Like, the bonus attacks on anything that attacks and doesn't attack would be freaking insane.
Cool. I went actor, but I was kind of tossing up between that and the Flame of Plagiaris, something like that. The Flame of the Phoenix or something. Because that also adds the charisma, but that means if I do a fire spell, I can also light up an area, and if people attack me, they take a small amount of fire damage.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
I took Perceptive, I think.
I think I'll stay with actor. Purely because it gives me advantage when I'm trying to be someone else or perceive or
Yep.
you that I'm
Test.
someone else.
Oh, that test successful.
Oh, can you hear me do my test?
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm gonna try with voice activation today. Save me having to press Alt every time. And I've got hard mute on the microphone as well if I need to.
Actually, I should probably go back to something like that.
Go back to voice activation.
Yeah.
The only problem is when someone comes dropping on in and whinging in your ear.
Well, that's why
Oh,
I've got the
hard mute.
hard mute. Yeah.
I'll chuck it back on. I'll see how we go.
Take it, I think.
So what do you guys want? Do you reckon I should try and make my dude survive more, essentially? Or hit more often?
I think you hit enough because you've got your multi-attack when you're bear.
Yeah.
I think you need to survive because
Alright,
divide
I'll
me
go
down.
Warcaster.
Can you guys hear Anita in the background? By the way, was my voice activating?
I can't hear her.
Okay, good. Yeah, she's listening to baby laugh videos and speaking Spanish. So I'm like, what's going on in there? It did a little bit when you just said cut. Yeah. You probably need to fix up your MS.
You didn't before. Now you said something. You've cut it out a lot.
So, Darty, driving home yesterday, I was sitting on the laptop and life was all good until we got towards the city and the stop starting, the speed up, slow down. We're just like, no, that's it. That's where I put the laptop. But we had a crop duster that was flying over us and he was barely above the power lines just after coal and he was just like doing laps around over the paddocks and, figure eighting over us and stuff. And it was awesome. Yeah. And they don't go all that fast. So as he was like coming up along the highway, he was like really slowly just, plodding along.
Yep, otherwise he was not going to go through. No camera for you today, Apples?
Is it not on?
No.
Because I joined this thing first. It just, there we go.
I think it might just be the default. Doesn't turn on.
Bondi is here.
I'll be right back.
Quick, steal his bike so he can't go anywhere. Brendan was telling me in his D&D game, Darty, that they're sort of going through this mage tower, and they've come through this like gaming room that they sort of have to like do puzzles and shit to sort of get up to the tower through to the boss. And the game they chose was D&D, so they're playing D&D inside D&D.
Yeah, that'd be weird.
It's like Inception.
Yeah, I know.
Yep.
Except the players are actually playing dragons and they're playing humans in dungeons. Or humans
It's
in
like
fields.
playing Doom. But you go up to the computers and you play Doom on them.
Has anyone seen the hidden party time button in D&D Beyond?
No.
No. Like, if you look at the menu where it says quarantine resources, if you like move the mouse to the right till it's flush with like the other items, there's a button there, and then it changes like the menu things to flash.
That's a little flashy wizard.
Yeah.
Guess what?
What?
Frames up.
Oh, the party time thing makes all the links all flashy.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Sorry, I'm back. I have a puppy trying to steal my Oreos. Okay, we ready to go?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, I think I'm good. Cal was just chatting to me.
Yeah, no worries. Okay. Last time. What actually started off last time? Oh, yes, you were at the front of the Low Lantern after chasing out Amric Van Thamper, and you come across a chance encounter with a young Hellrider by the name of Rhea Mantlemon. Rhea introduced herself as a Hellrider and told you the story of how she was outside Elturel when she noticed her city descending into the darkness. The companion's light that was above the city had extinguished. As she rode down from the mountains where she was training, she arrived into what is now the crater where Elturel once stood. On her way into Baldur's Gate, she snuck in and was searching for more information on a character by the name of Thavius Krieg, who was the caretaker of Elturel. And excuse the puppy. Rhea agreed to go with the party to investigate the Van Thamper Villa, as she was unable to meet Amric due to you chasing him away. Your arrival at the Van Thamper Villa the next day, you've come in and you've started investigating, and you've seen patrols of guards. You've walked away into the steed's house, where the horses are, into the barn area, and caused a massive distraction to try and get by into the building. However, your distraction alerted all sets of the guards, and after a lengthy battle, you've managed to massacre the guards through. And that's where we ended last session. You have currently got Savinda, who was he's the groundskeeper, as he introduced himself, and the caretaker of the horses. He is now pleading with this terrifying dire wolf who's standing over the top of him with his jaws exposed and growling, all this blood dripping over his face, and he's pleading with you to not kill him. So before we get into where we are, one detail that I forgot to describe last session, and probably worthwhile describing now, is a bit more about the actual house that you see in front of you. And when you arrived, you did notice the 10-foot high stone walls that surrounded the outside of it, but the house itself is actually a 3-story house, not taking up the full base of the house is 3 stories. You've got a section off towards the eastern side where you can see it goes up into a 2nd story, and then you've got a tower up above that making a 3rd story, sort of like a single room tower that you can see. And the house itself is made of stone.
Okay. I didn't even think to ask because there was multiple floors when I had Fip flying around.
Yeah. Well, it does say in the book that you can describe a bit about the house, and you guys with your passive perception, and you've done essentially a full walk around the house and done some fighting in front of it, you can very clearly see that that's what the house looks like to you. Okay, you've got Savinda begging for his life. What do you do?
Well, I've already sort of said that he could go, I thought. Or to leave him alone.
Well, at the end of the last session, you just finished combat, and I think we left it there with him saying that, and you guys actually completed your level up. So you should all now be, level 5?
4.
4? There you go.
Oh, sorry, no, Jonah's right, level 5.
Oh yeah, I just didn't apply it. That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah, level 4. Okay, so hopefully you've all completed. You've picked your feat or your additional attribute point as you've decided. Is there anything that we want to discuss and make sure that we're comfortable with first before we get into this session properly about what your level 4 characters can do? Anything you want to socialize? And you can also swim, if I remember, as your animal forms.
Yeah. Yeah, my creatures get swim now. 6, I get fly. And then it's over.
Game over, we win.
Yeah. Like, that's what, remember Lord of the Rings? They just couldn't fly the rings to the thing because they weren't level 6 yet. That's pretty much it.
And you can talk to the animals and ask for an eagle to fly us there anyway.
It's true.
Yeah. I thought that I had offered some gold to Savinda and told him to basically take a hike in compensation for effectively ruining his day.
I don't recall that interaction happening.
Okay,
so because I do recall promptly ending the session after combat had dropped.
All right, so I'll re-say that then. So seeing Savinda sort of cowering, and Thinesh feels pretty badly for this guy after the bloodshed he's just witnessed. So I'll turn around and say, hey, sorry you had to witness this, but we are the Flaming Fist, and we're here to investigate some quite severe misdoings by the Van Thampers. And I'll hold out. I think I've got 3 gold on my character. I don't think I'm that broke. Hold on.
You have been the one spending it all.
I know. Yeah, so I'll hold out 3 gold pieces. I'll say, here, take this as compensation, and please don't return here for a number of days.
Okay. He gets up off the ground, and he's got a very careful look on the wolf next to him, who's still, I'd imagine, growling with blood all around his face.
Name.
Mane?
No name.
Neighing. Oh, that's right. Yeah, because you are speaking horse at the moment. And he's very, very sheepish, very apprehensive. And he says, "Are you sure? You're not just going to kill me as I'm running off in the distance, are you?"
No, we're sure.
I use prestidigitation to clean the blood off him, but I stare blankly at him because it was his fault that fight became more difficult.
He looks at his clothes, seeing all of a sudden sparkle up, and the blood disappearing. takes the gold from your hand as you've got it held out to him, Thanesh. And he says, I don't know what you're doing in here, but there's 3 other servants that are in the main building. I'm sure they've got nothing to do with what's going on.
What are their names?
There's Fendrick, Ambra, she's just a new one, and Gabinet.
Okay, we'll keep an eye out for them, and we'll do our best to ensure that they leave this place safely.
And then with that, he gives you a nod and quickly runs off into the gate that you've entered in from the northern side.
Yeah, cool.
Yep. And with that, he goes out of sight. No doubt, probably fearing for his life and chasing after the horses that have run away.
All right. I'm going to start dragging the bodies into the stables.
Okay.
I will also assist in full form.
Okay. Izzy and Hevel?
I will wait in the stables for them to drag the bodies in, and then I'll loot them.
Okay.
That's
I'll
effective.
help out with the bodies.
You'll help out? Okay, so there's 9 bodies in total. Rhea sees what's going on and she's going to help you as well. So after around about 10 minutes, you manage to successfully drag all the bodies inside to the stables.
What kind of gear are they wearing? Have they got any identifying marks to say they're guards, or just riffraff?
Yeah, roll a perception check for me, please.
Uh, 10.
So they don't have any specific identifying marks to say that they're a part of something like Flaming Fist or the Watch. But what you can say is that they are essentially a guard for hire. They've got standard sort of guard uniform that you'd expect. Them being they've got a bit of chainmail on, and they've each got a spear and a shield that was with each of the bodies as well.
I'd like to go through the bodies and look for like a set of keys or anything that they might be holding to give us better access to the house.
Of course. Okay. So, and Izzy, I believe that you were also going to start looting the bodies.
Yep.
Okay. All right. So, you two just make a investigation check.
I'd like to keep an ear out at the door of the thing, just in case anyone's approaching.
Yep.
I got 16.
I got 9.
9? Okay. So Thanesh, as you go through each of the bodies, you find that, yeah, as I said before, each of them's got a shield and a spear. You rifle through and you find some small sacks with some coins in them, and you don't find anything else of value on any of them. There's no keys that you can see that are on these guards.
Okay. What currency did I pilfer?
Yeah. So all up, you found you empty out all of the coin sacks into a pile, and you give a quick count out, and you find that there is 7 gold, 10 silver, 11 copper.
Cool. I'll just add that.
Yep. Izzy, unfortunately, you didn't find anything. You were actually trailing behind Thanesh each time, trying to give an extra pat down, and he'd managed to find everything on them as he went through. But if he's kind, maybe he'll share it with you.
I'm oblivious to it at the moment.
Okay. So, Rock, as you're just watching out, you're seeing all this unfold as they're searching through the bodies. A bit more time has passed, and you don't see anything outside the house. Nothing has changed. You haven't seen anything go wrong or anything grabs your attention.
I'd like to do some just wolf walking and go up to the front door and just listen at the front door to see if I can hear anything happening inside.
Yeah, of course.
No, this is the back door, isn't it?
That is the back door that you guys are at, yes.
Yeah.
Okay, make a perception check for me, please.
With advantage, because I'm using hearing as a dial.
Is that if that is one that you get advantage on, then yes.
Which is lucky, because that first roll was a 2, but it's not much better at 4. And it was perception, wasn't it?
Yep.
6.
6, okay. You hear, as you're listening up at the door, your very keen wolf ears hear some muffled shifting around. Nothing that you can discern too much. You hear what you think could be a broom on the ground, as in someone sweeping. That sort of muffled sounds that you can hear.
I back off from the door and wait to see if the other guys are following them up.
Yep.
Because I can't communicate with the...
Okay, what are the rest of you guys doing?
Sorry, DM, can I get the names of those servants again?
Yeah, of course. There was Fendrick, Umbra, so Ambra, and Gabri. I probably pronounced that wrong the first time, but yeah, Gabri. Gabourey.
Gabori.
Gabri. They've actually spelt it incorrectly on the token. Okay. Yep.
I follow Rock to the door.
Yep, no, I'll follow as well.
Yeah.
So Raya is in tow, giving some words, saying, "Well, if we haven't seen any more guards now, it might be time for us to try and look in the house."
Just give Raya a bit of a nod. And I open the door for Rock.
Okay. You put your hand on the door handle.
Yep.
And jiggle it around.
Yep, I attempt to open it.
Okay. It opens.
Cool. I just sort of swing it open and I stand out of sight. And yeah.
If you're going to do that, I could have opened it with Mage Hand or Prestidigitation. Oh, well, not that one.
That's okay.
Dermatology.
It was more that the direwolf would probably struggle to open the door.
Teaching moment. You could have taught it. How to do it.
Here, boy. Here's a treat.
What's the name of Raya's class?
So she is a veteran, I believe, was the one that I linked to you.
Yeah.
Okay, so you've opened up the door, and you can see that this is a kind of like a hallway. But then you look into it a bit more, and it's got the layout of a gallery. You can see some collections of tapestries and paintings just on the wall. And directly in front of you is a very elderly man who's pacing up and down, holding a lantern out. And you see a very young woman with a broomstick sweeping along. And they're talking amongst each other in a bit of hushed common. The old man turns around, sees that the door's open, and with a very wispy voice goes, "Who's there? Who's there?"
The horse whisperer and his merrymen.
The horse whisperer. What's been going on out there? If you're gonna open the door, you better come in.
I'll step in. By the way, I'll recall Fip to my shoulder. So she's now just perched on my shoulder.
Yep. You still got control of her as a token?
Yeah, I just moved it to the stables out of sight for the moment.
Okay, that's fine. Who are you three, and what's that animal doing outside? What are you doing here?
What animal is he referring to?
He is referring to Rock.
Ah,
That,
I thought I'd stayed out of the way.
that is a sniffer dog. You don't
It's-
have any drugs on you, do you?
Well, what are you doing in this house? What is your business here?
We are investigators from the High Guard.
What high guard? What are you talking about?
The High Guard from Baldur's Gate. What they're not called?
Can I roll to see if this guy is coherent and if he understands? Or is he just sort of an old crazy old man who's just sort of mumbling?
So make a investigation check.
13.
So he is quite old. He appears to be quite decrepit. Dressed in a three-piece suit, as you would expect a butler to be dressed in.
Yeah.
But he does seem very coherent for his age.
I'll speak over and say, excuse me, sir, don't mind us. We're here to speak with the Van Thempers, and we know our way. Just be on your business, and we'll stay out of your way.
And what would be your business? I have to alert the headmistress of your presence.
No, you don't have to do so. That's fine.
Yes, I do. What is your business?
I'll continue to push.
What is
No,
your
I don't.
name?
Okay. Can you? How are you pushing on this? So are you just repeating that? No, we are not going to.
No, I'll just say, we know Amric Van Thamper, and he's expecting us, and we know our way to go and find him. He need not be disturbed. We've been here many times. In fact, I'm quite surprised you do not recognize us.
Okay, can you make a deception check for me, please?
Deception. I should not be the one doing this. 6.
Now you listen here. I might be old, but I know who and who has not come in this house. Now, if you are after Master Amric, you will know that he is doing his private stuff in his private area. I would suggest you go to the Low Lantern and wait for him there.
No, you see, we have spoken to Amric at the Low Lantern, and we've been instructed to come here.
Can I use prestidigitation to make a trinket of, I don't know, the symbol of Baal in my hand just to flash?
Okay. Yeah, you can.
I wish to say that we have come with grave news for Amric. We must discuss privately with him.
Listen, I don't know what Amric does in his private base. I just look after this house and do as the Duke asks me. If you say that you're here looking for him, you're here looking for him, but let me announce your presence. Who am I speaking to?
Does anyone want to make up a name?
Woof, 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 woof. Hey!
I'm going to attempt to cast Minor Illusion. Its components is only semantic and material. So I want to try and cast it without him noticing. I want to make a loud crash in one of the other rooms.
Okay. So semantic is the hand action, isn't it?
Correct.
Okay, can you make a sleight of hand check for me, please?
Don't you need to be able to see the destination?
He's just making a sound.
Yeah.
We'll see how it goes.
10.
Okay. As you're talking to him and he's stating that you need to give some more information to him, a loud crash comes from. What direction do you want it to come from?
Yeah, down there.
Okay. The crash does go off, and he turns around and he says, "Oh, what was that? Umbra, go check out on that." And you see this young woman pipe up, and she goes, "Oh, of course, Fendry. Of course, I'll go." And so she starts going out of sight. And she's now in the room investigating.
As she sort of heads that way, and while this fella is sort of semi-distracted, I'll quickly sort of say to Izzy, "Do you think we should tie this guy up so we can walk around the house as we need?"
I agree. Yes, we should.
And I'll say it semi-loud enough for Hevel and for Rhea to also hear.
I cast Mage Hand to cover his mouth to prevent him from screaming.
I've got a better idea. You want me to just like non-lethally kill him?
You could try that. He's a wild dog.
Yep.
Alright.
So your intentions is to knock him unconscious.
Yes, I do not want him to die from what's about to happen. So I just walk on up, and then just out of nowhere, make him ground.
Okay. Roll to hit.
Oh, I have advantage, but it doesn't matter because I got a 20.
It's a good thing you've specified non-lethal damage. Okay. Do your damage.
So I get to double all my rolls, don't I?
You're doing one attack. You're essentially batting him with your paw to knock him out, aren't you?
Yeah, so if it's 2d6, you roll 4d6 for your crit. Any modifier like
16
plus...
3, 19. And if he survives it, he must make a DC 13 saving throw or be knocked prone.
Are you asking if this decrepit 70-year-old butler who's distracted and holding a lantern is going to survive that?
You know we're behaving as guardsmen, so that makes that police brutality.
No, guys, police brutality is allowed. Have you not been reading the news?
Okay. So as this old man is turned watching the young lady go in and investigate the sound that had popped off, very quickly does this bounding wolf just jump in through the door.
I have a really important question.
Yes.
Is the butler black?
He is. Doesn't specify. I was going to say he is not.
DM, is he black?
Is he Latino? Is he white? Because if he's white, we take it back.
With the name Fendrick Gray, I'm going to say yes.
We still do it. He's a redneck.
So as he's distracted, this bounding wolf just jumps in, both paws forward, knocks him forward. He falls to the ground, hits his head. Fortunately, no blood bleeding out of his ears, but he is completely unconscious.
That's terrible. You took it too far.
That poor guy. So he is... Yep.
Yeah, I'm going to walk forward and quickly open the door to my west and peek in.
And peek in?
Yep.
Okay.
Hevel, do you want to give me a hand lifting this body outside and we'll tie it up so it's out of the way?
Couldn't hear, man.
Sure.
While all this is going on, Ray is a little bit confused. She didn't quite hear the message that you gave out, Vinesh. She's like, "What? Why are we doing this to this poor old man? Why are we knocking him out?"
So we have time to look around the house without him nagging us or going and alerting the family.
But the groundskeeper said to not hurt him.
He'll be okay. When we're finished with him, he'll be okay.
I don't agree. Okay.
Too bad.
As you peer into this room, Vinesh, you see an iron-wrought chandelier hanging above the black oak dining table, surrounded by 8 high-backed chairs, carved to look like devils. A fireplace dominates one wall, flanked by red curtains. A handsome glass-doored wine cabinet stands against one wall.
Okay. I'm just quickly, with the door open, I was quickly going to send Fip in there Just have a quick look, and then I'm going to magically recall her.
Yep. Okay.
I'm keeping my ears out and ready for the old lady to come back or anyone to come from up the stairs.
So Fit would. How tall is the building, and is it like a typical one of our houses in terms of like a flat ceiling, or are there beams and such sort of running? Because if there's beams, I get Fit to sort of fly up and essentially hide up in those beams.
Let's say one, three, so it doesn't. I would imagine that it does have flat roofs, given the nature of it being a multi-story building.
Yep.
And this chandelier seems to be the only one that is sort of hanging, in terms of a perchable place. Mind you, there is those 8-foot high back chairs that she could possibly perch on as well, or above the mantle of the fireplace.
That's okay. I was more just trying to see if there's anybody in there. So I'll recall Fit to my shoulder and come back to my senses and say, no, this room's clear. And I suggest we drag him into this room.
So before, sorry, Fib's flown in.
Yep.
Where are you perching, Fib?
I'm not. Fit just sort of runs in, gets a quick sight of the room, and then disappears. The idea that it was so quick that if anybody was in there, they might not have noticed what had happened.
Okay. All right. No worries. So your Fib's now flown out, and you're making the suggestion of putting the old man in this room.
Yep.
Okay.
So I say to everyone, quick, grab the old man and chuck him in one of the chairs in the next room. And I'll go to pick him up and bring him in.
We tie him to the chair.
All right. As you move in, Raya's going to follow suit as well. She's going to begrudgingly give you a hand by grabbing the feet and move them in. Izzy, Hevel, Rock.
Check the other
Rock,
room.
are you still outside?
Yeah, I come to the door and kind of keep an ear towards that, like just inside the door there.
No worries.
And I would,
dog mode.
Yeah, I put him in one of these chairs. So if somebody entered into the room from the back, because you said they're 8-foot high chairs, they'd have to walk around to the front before they would notice him.
Got it. Okay.
I check his pockets for any keys.
So before you get a chance to do that, what you find is that you're sitting Fendrick down, and you're putting the rope in just to try and tie him around.
Yep.
When all of a sudden, Thanesh, Izzy, and Rhea all feel a presence, and they are immediately attacked by these 3 now visible small flying creatures with a scorpion-like tail now coming out to sting each of you. So give me a moment while I roll for this. So Thanesh, your one is hitting you.
I'll use my reaction.
Okay. It still hits you.
Okay.
With a 20. And you take 7 piercing damage.
Here we go.
Sec while I set up the layers. And can you do a Constitution saving throw for me, please?
I did not pass.
What did you get?
6.
Okay. And you take 11 poison damage.
Yeah, I'm on the ground.
Okay. Rhea will take She'll take 4 piercing damage and 9 poison damage.
Does she get to do a con save?
Yeah, she failed.
Ah, okay, you're rolling that. Okay.
Yep. And Izzy with an 18.
Yep, that hits. Ooh.
Uh,
Are these imp-like things, or?
these
They
these
sound
are
like it.
very familiar to the ones that you fought on the way here. Was it on the way here, or no? It was the ones on the way back from your last shopping
So
adventure.
there was one right outside the bathhouse.
Yep.
As we were waiting to go in at the night time, and there was another one. Yeah, 2 of them.
Yep. Yeah, 2 of
at
them.
The shopping venture.
Yeah.
I'm gonna react and use shield.
Okay.
That'll boost my AC to 20.
Okay. So then its attack misses on you in that case. And with that, get each of you to now roll initiation.
Getting them natural ones out of the way.
Mind you, you're on the floor at the moment, aren't you?
Yeah. Probably the best thing I could roll, to be honest.
17 for Rock.
I got 5.
15.
I got 9.
You got a
could-
+4 initiative, Darby.
Yep.
What
Jesus.
the fuck?
Can you roll for Rhea as well, Hevel, if you're still controlling her?
She rolled 13.
Okay. All right, you guys are going to get to have some fun for a bit. It is Rock. You are up first. So there are 3 imps that have now revealed themselves based on attacking. You can tell based on where they were sort of sitting on top of the chandelier, and they are in head height of the people that they were attacking.
So the one in front, Dinesh is down, and the other 2 survived it goodly like, yeah?
Yep.
Alright, I would like to move myself to here and attack the one in front of Dinesh, yeah.
Yep. Okay. All right. So you have advantage because of pack tactics, is it?
Yep. Attack roll against a creature if at least one of the wolf's allies is within 5 feet of the creature.
Yep.
An
Okay.
ally isn't incapacitated.
Hey, so
Ooh,
do you want to change the target?
Nah, I need to kill this one so it doesn't kill Dinesh properly.
All right. Yep. Roll attack. Roll to hit. Sorry.
Oh, that sucks. He gets +5, 11.
So as you jump up to nip at it, but its little wings just dart around your face. Unfortunately, you make no contact with it.
You're gonna die, Dinesh.
Okay. Anything else for your turn?
No, definitely.
Okay. Izzy, your turn.
I will. So we've assessed that they're scorpion-like imps, so chances are they're going to be resistant to fire, and the fact that they were doing poison, they might be resistant to that as well. Would that be a fair assessment?
Could be, I suppose. You're not going to get an answer out of the DM asking like that.
I'll tell you this.
We know that they, or you know from attacking these previously, that you cast a fire spell on them and it looked to have done nothing.
Yeah, last time you used Hellish Rebuke, you cursed yourself at the fact that they kind of enjoyed this tickling sensation of the fire.
Yeah. Don't use fire.
Deciding what to do. I might summon Dust Devil. Just cause.
Okay. I need to look at all your new spells. Dust Devil. Okay. So choose an unoccupied 5-foot cube of air you can see within range. Okay. I should give you a token for that so you can control it, I guess.
Yep.
We'll just draw a circle on the battle for now.
Yeah. Where are you choosing to do this?
On the table, behind the imp.
The one that's in front of Thanesh or Rhea or yourself?
The one in front of Rhea.
Okay. All right. That's not really a good color. Hang on.
Actually, is that gonna... That might hit the dude in the chair, will it? Being 5 foot from that? Or he's not having a turn, is he excluded from combat?
He's currently unconscious. Hang on, I don't like my circle. That's all right. I'll just use this dead guard to represent it for the time being. Okay, so the Dust Devil, any creature that ends its turn within 5 feet of the Dust Devil must make a save. Okay. Sucks it up. Okay, so it's just ending, and that's all you're doing for your turn?
Yep.
Okay, so it's up to the creature to where it's ended its turn. Got it. It is now Rhea's turn.
Right. Well, Rhea is going to use her longsword with the multi-attack.
Okay.
She rolls twice.
Yep. So roll two hits. Well, yep.
Plus 5. So she got 16 and 24.
They both hit. Roll damage.
1d10. 3. Oops. That's a 10 and 8. So plus 3. So 11 and 15 is 24 damage.
So she pulls out this big long sword, and with the expert precision that you saw against the guards, she just immediately cuts up this small imp in front of her, dissecting it directly in half. You see this limp head of the tail just rolling on the table away from the body.
Oh yeah.
That one's just been completely smashed in half. Anything else for Rhea's turn?
Rhea, maybe. Now this is a wall that's behind everyone.
So no, this here's a table. So
Oh, okay.
it's just a long table. You've got the 8 chairs around it, and then you've got like a wine cabinet over here.
And this person is the old person that was tied up.
Yes. Yep.
Right. Okay. Maybe I'll move Rhea to this location here.
So that would require having to climb on top of the table.
Maybe Rhea kicks the table over. That would be an action.
Yep.
Okay, she'll just move over to here then.
Okay.
Behind it, so it's flanked with Izzy.
All right.
She doesn't want to get too close to that Dust Devil, otherwise that'll hit her.
So would you like her there, or would you like her there?
Go up.
You know what? Let's go there.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So as she's pushing her way past the darting imp that's in front of Izzy, takes focus on her and takes a lash out with its tail. And what's Rhea's AC? She's 17. Okay. And cops a blow directly onto her chest.
Oh no.
And she takes 6 piercing damage. And does her save. 4, 2, 6, 7. So 6 piercing damage and 3 poison damage for a total of 9 damage against them.
Bloody imp.
But she's still looking very steadfast. She's a bit shaken by the fact that she's been touched twice by these stingers, but still going along pretty strong. And Hevel, it is now your turn.
I will cast Cure Wounds with a level 2 slot onto Thanesh.
Yeah. Do you have to be in melee range for that, or?
I think so.
It's touch.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I move to there.
Yep. No worries.
And Thanesh will get 14 health.
Ooh, very nice. So Thanesh, you now stabilize. The big wound across your body that was caused by the sting is now closed up. You regain consciousness with a big sharp breath, but you're still laying on the ground.
Okay.
Anything else for your turn, Hevel?
Can't really do much with my bonus action. Nah.
Okay. Thanesh, it is your turn.
I will stand to my feet, grip my staff with 2 hands, grit my teeth, and strike at the imp in front of me.
Okay. Roll to hit.
Ooh, I hit. I got 19.
That hits. Roll damage.
Ha! 10 damage.
As you strike against the imp, you feel that you've done a massive blow against it. However, due to the light size of the imp, he sort of moves with the staff and takes not as much damage as you would have thought in the first case.
Okay.
But a sizable blow to give him a nice big bruise around his tiny little eye. Okay.
Yeah, that's me.
No worries. So it is now the imp's turn. And the one towards the northern side is going to continue its repeated assault against Rhea. This time, though, Rhea, with the longsword out, sees the tail coming forward, and she gives it a swift parry off to the side, circumventing any damage that was going to be done to her. The imp is going to just give a nice glare and a fiendish little giggle towards her. Meanwhile, the imp is going to look towards you, Thanesh, that's down by you, surprised to see you awaken, and going to...
If that top imp's not going to move, then does he get hit by the dust devil?
Yes, so he needs to do a strength saving throw.
Yep. You have to beat 14 now.
Is it 14?
Yeah, I leveled up.
Oh, yeah, that's right. It failed.
Yeah.
Okay, so it takes... so do the bludgeoning damage?
1d8, I get 5.
Okay, so it's getting and it's getting pushed 10 feet away. I'm guessing 10 feet away from the Dust Devil.
I'd imagine so.
Okay, so it cops this massive buffet of air from behind it that is essentially pushing it and slams it into this wall directly away, and because of its movement being pushed away, both Izzy and Rhea can take an attack of opportunity against it.
Yeah, that's how I want it. I'll let Rhea go first.
The first one's a nat 20.
So multi-attack is not your
so you just get a
reaction,
single
so you
strike.
just a single strike with your
Okay.
sword.
Well, it was a nat 20.
So roll your crit.
D10, 5, not roll again, and a 10, so 15 plus 3, so 18 damage.
Jesus.
Crack.
Who's changing to be Rhea full time? So as she's parried the attack from the tail, she's come in with a backswing as this Dust Devil is now gushing away this wind and essentially pushes the imp onto the awaiting blade face that's directed towards it and slices him in half as the imp just passes over top of the blade from the sheer power of the Dust Devil.
Nice.
Sweet.
At that point, Izzy, you don't need to attack.
Alright.
Now sorry, now that that's over, the other imp is going to have an attack at you, Thanesh.
Okay.
So that we take it that one died. The top.
Yes, sorry. Let me put the X on. There we go. And this imp strikes at you with its tail again. Although
Again?
this time
Yeah.
you are cowering behind the 8-foot high chair that's in front of you.
Carry.
Its tail lodges directly into the devil face that's been expertly carved into the chair.
Okay.
From your appearance, its tail appears stuck.
Cool.
It's trying to fly and tug away, but it can't pull away at this point in time.
Nice natural
Stupid
ones.
imp.
Back around to Rock.
I would like to get this sucker in my mouth and try and tear its tail off. Like, so it's in my mouth, and I want to like yank it at an angle that its tail stays lodged and rip it in half.
Okay, roll to hit with advantage.
Oh, that was lucky. Not natural 15, 20.
That hits. Roll damage.
I meant to say 20, but it wasn't natural. This is how that meant to happen.
Not natural 15. Got it.
3, 8.
8.
Yep.
Okay. And then this is. Are you doing a multi-attack or are you doing?
No, this guy doesn't get multi-attack.
Doesn't he?
No, he gets the knock and prone.
Okay. So you bite down with this imp in your mouth, and with enough force that your front canines just puncture the tail and rip the body off from the tail. You give a little shake with the imp in your mouth, and you just spit it straight out across the edge of the table as it falls lifeless onto the opposite chair.
Sweet.
We get good at killing these imps.
You look around for a bit more, and you see that threat for the moment has subsided.
I checked the old man. Is he still okay?
He is unconscious, but still you can feel some breath coming out of his nostrils.
Okay, cool.
He seems unfazed by the world around him at this point in time. Now, sorry, you probably do want some XP.
Yes. With that sweet XP. Do it. Do it now.
Give me a break. Each add 150 XP, please. Okay.
Ding.
Ding. Oh, yeah, level 6. Let's go.
Is there anything of a shiny value in the room?
That's shiny value in the room.
Silverware, metal skulls.
Yeah, can you roll a perception check for me, please?
Religious artifacts.
Anything I can sell, steal, it's not nailed down.
How about a suit of plate mail armor? That would be nice.
I got 11.
While this is happening, I'm going to grab all 3 of the imp bodies and toss them in the fire.
And toss them in the fireplace. Okay, aptly fitting for the imps. Okay, so you look around and you see you pay close attention to the cabinet that stands against one wall, and in there you see 8 red crystal goblets.
Ooh.
And as you count them out, you see that there is 16 bottles of wine or bottles of liquid. You think by the labels that they look like wine.
Do I sense anything wrong with the goblets?
How are you sensing? Like, are you going to cast the spell to try and help sense, or?
I don't have those kinds of spells.
Intuition. Just looks at him.
I'll ask Thanesh. What does he think? Do they curse?
It looked like a goblet.
Your experience with cursed things?
It looks like a goblet.
I pick up one and see what happens.
Okay. Nothing happens. It looks to be just a finely crafted crystal goblet.
I grab all of them.
Okay. Please add 8 red crystal goblets to your inventory, probably just as a random item.
A custom item or something like that.
I'd like to sniffle the bottles of wine and also look at them to see, one, if any of them smell good, like the yum yums, or any of them have a label Rock would recognize
Okay. So
as valuable. He doesn't care about the cheap shit.
do you? I think you said you get advantage on hearing and smelling checks.
Yep.
Okay. So make a investigation check with advantage for me, please.
I won't be surprised if the wine is actually blood.
20.
Okay. Each of them smell of the same delicious yum yum wine that Rock has previously drank in fancier places than the Low Lantern or the Elfsong Tavern. You can tell that these are very fine wines. However, as you're sniffing through the row, you get to the very last one, and just something smells slightly different than you would expect. It's still got the same fine wine, but it's only a very slight hint of something foreign in that bottle.
I walk over to Nash, tug on his backpack, and walk back to the bottles of wine and kind of, dog point like Scooby Doo, just at the one with the funky, and kind of tug at his backpack. And
What is it, boy? Alright, so clearly I can see these pointing at certain ones. Have these bottles been uncorked? I assume that they have, if you can smell them.
So no, his smelling is that good that he can go through the cork,
Through the cork.
as a dog. But no, they are all still corked, and they do have a a wax seal over the top as well, just for a bit of added.
Okay, so I'll investigate the bottle. Is there anything written on it that might indicate what is in it?
Yeah, of course. Do an investigation check for me, please.
Making more tea.
Yeah, 10.
You know what happens.
So this label on this one looks exactly the same as the other labels. It just appears to be a fine wine from a region that's more inland.
Okay.
Let's say Neverwinter. It's from a fine area within Neverwinter, I guess. But to you, it just looks like a fine wine. Looking around the room, understanding that this is a dining room, you could ascertain that this is for guests, and the wines were just for display and serving towards the guests as they come in and enjoy an evening here.
All right, so
I
given
tug on
how
your
much,
backpack and-
yeah, given how much Rock really wants me to look at this, I'll uncork it, pour a little bit into one of the goblets, and I will have a small sip to see if I can, see if anything's up.
Just over there.
Okay. Make a perception check.
Uh, 12.
You taste nothing but fine vintage wine.
I sort of look back at the dog. He's like, it's just wine. What's your problem?
I tug at your backpack again.
Yeah.
And then start growling at you.
Nah, throw the
Put your
goblet at him.
fucking pack.
No, I didn't understand, and I just put the wine back on the table.
Okay.
Was there anything else in the cabinet? Just the wines and the goblets?
Just the wines and the goblets.
I try and shoot the dog off my backpack.
I go up to Izzy and try the same exact thing.
This dog really wants to get drunk on this wine later.
Just wait, Fuzzy, you can do message, and I can respond.
All right.
Wait, do I need to know the same language?
If are you still responding in horse?
I don't know. Does message say that you can understand my response, or are we fucked?
I think if you both think in common,
It
you could.
says,
You could as a wolf, you can think in common, but you can't. As a transformed wolf, I'll say that you can think in common, but you cannot speak common.
The target can only hear a message in a whisper and can reply in a whisper that only.
Ah, fuck.
Yeah.
The whisper bit's gonna fuck us. I don't want to burn my fucking transform slot.
It'll still be there later.
Well,
No, as in, I get to stay like this for another, I assume, half a rod. But I only
Yeah,
get
so
one more transform. And
so
these
not-
likely to come down happily.
So you've spent around about since the beginning of combat with the guards, the conversing with Savinda, moving the guards, and then doing your investigation around the house in this combat. You've got about 20 minutes left on your wolf transformation.
Alright, I untransform, grab the bottle of wine and go, you fucking idiot, it's poison! And put it in my pack.
Just
Okay.
grumble, it tasted fine to me.
Was there any silverware on the table?
No.
Was there anything in the other cupboard down in the south side?
No. No, your investigation check sort of spread it out a bunch, and so the goblets were in one, and wine was in the other.
Alright. Who wants to lead the way to the next spot?
You can do that.
No, I don't want to. I get, like, stabbed.
That's all good, I will. I will go up to the door, still very grumpy about you being stupid. Oh, and I also pocket in my pack one of the good bottles of wine as well. So I got a poisoned one, I assume. That, well, something wrong with one. And one that is fresh.
Okay, so add 2 bottles of wine. However you want to identify the difference, because from a visual appearance, they look exactly the same.
Do you want to scratch one of the bottles or rip the label or something subtle?
One smelled like socks.
Cool. Alright, and I go up to this door and I just have a quick listen. See if I can hear anything on the other side of the door. And if all seems good, I will walk through it.
Okay, sorry, I was just reading. So you're talking about the southern door?
Yep.
Okay, all right. So you're going to push open on the door?
I'm going to have a listen at the door first, like put my ear to it, make sure that, there's not a sounding of an army of guards behind it. And then push on through.
All right. So as you listen behind the door, you actually, sorry, make a perception check for me with it. Not with advantage because you're no longer the wolf.
Forgot about that. Perception. Oh, I could have used the wolf's actual perception numbers. Ah, he has better than me. Fuck. I get 15.
So as you listen up against it, you hear a sort of a whimpering and a cowering and the voice that seems feminine, with a bit of distraught in it.
I walk through the door calmly.
Okay.
So the door is destroyed calmly?
So as you enter into the room, you see cowering behind the back, one of the the sort of couches that you can see in there is the young woman who was in that entryway with you before, and she's cowering and sort of in a bit of hysteric as she looks very distraught. She sees the doors open up and says, Don't hurt me! Don't hurt me! What's going on?"
Killer Rock.
I go, you must be the new one. Don't worry. We raid this place weekly. Just stay out of our way, unlike the old man, and you'll be fine.
What's happened in there?
Nothing you need to worry about. Just stay there. We'll come get you on the way out. Just
I'm just
uh,
gonna push
city
past
guard business.
push past Rock, like actually shove him, and walk up to her and just say, "Hey, look, it's not safe here. Just like the groundskeeper, we'd like you to leave. We're part of the Flaming Fist and we're investigating here." And I'll hand out 2 gold pieces and say, "Here for your troubles. Yeah, it's not safe. You should go."
She hears the words of you saying to get out and to run away, and with that she bolts out the door, totally ignoring the outstretched hand of you, in a pure panic, just getting away from what was the sounds of battle.
Yep.
And
You didn't take your money, Dot, which is
Nope,
good
still got
because at this rate you'll never get enough to pay me back.
Not paying you back. That was my coin.
It was a mistake.
and with that, she runs out of the eastern door, and you hear the footsteps trail off towards the east.
I walk back into the other room and I just say to Hevel, I said, "Oh, should we heal up this guy and get him gone as well? Or do you want to leave
The
him
old
here?"
man.
The old man, yeah. Feel
Wasn't
bad
it
for
your
him.
idea to tie him up?
Yeah, look, I made a bad decision. I feel bad. Okay.
Look, I'll cast Spare the Dying on him so that he won't just like expire. But he's only unconscious, right?
He's
Yeah.
unconscious.
He is unconscious, so he's going to be unconscious for a bit of time, but he's not going to die. He'll stabilize.
Yeah. I'd rather not spend a spell slot healing him up.
Can we tie him up? Do we want to?
He's tied up, I thought.
You were interrupted halfway through by the imps doing the attack, so you can finish tying him up, but otherwise he's just loosely got some rope around him.
Do we have a good berry? We can give him a good berry.
I tie him up.
We don't want him to wake up. The whole point of me violently assaulting him was that he was out cold and wasn't bothering us.
Dude, look, he's old anyway.
I message Rock. Any good loot in that room?
I look around and check to see loot.
Okay. So sorry. Let me explain the room a bit better, because now that Umbra's gone. So you see that there's an austere high-backed chair which is facing a pair of padded couches. So I'll just move Rhea because she's sort of blocking the thing. So there's a high-backed chair, and there's the 2 couches surrounding a coffee table. You understand this room to sort of be a sitting room, and I'll get you to now roll a perception check. Rock.
$16.
Okay. You see hanging on the northern wall a tapestry, and it depicts burning angels falling from the sky into a pit of fire.
It's my people.
Now,
And they're on fire.
the tapestry in this case is just like a canvas poster, so it's not canvas like a picture that's actually been woodened up with a frame. It's literally a hanging canvas that if you wanted to, you could remove and roll up.
I call Hevel into the room and say, "Hey, you should suss this stuff out. Is this one of your gods? Doesn't look natural to me."
I look at it and I say, this reminds me of the time I arrived here.
I scoff
Should
and
I
laugh and
Can I
say,
roll to see if I know anything historically?
Yep. So roll a history check.
You shrugged like it doesn't matter. All right. I rolled a 1.
It doesn't matter. You look at this beautifully done tapestry, and you see some angels that are burning, falling into a pit of fire.
I kind of like it. Can I roll it up? Take it with me?
I bet
You
it's in the
certainly
crypt
can.
Right.
tapestry.
So please add 1 tapestry. I mean, put in brackets, burning angels or something like that.
Yeah. Yeah. Well.
Okay.
Yeah.
Does it have a signature for who painted it?
Does not. Not that you can see at this point anyway, it's already rolled up.
Tapestry, burning angels.
Okay.
I'm now an art collector. Going to open an art gallery. Please the masses.
Oh, we could have had 2 pieces if there was another one that didn't get burnt up in the sewer.
Yeah. Why didn't I think of this sooner?
You've ruined Hevel's art collection.
Is that all? What else is in here?
So there's the 2 couches, a high back chair, a coffee table. Nothing else that you can sort of really see.
Onward to the next room. Reveal.
Sorry. I will say again. Thin drapes cover the windows, and the walls are lined with some framed paintings of Duke Van Thamper, her 3 dead husbands, her 3 sons, and there's also a family picture of the Duke, her 3 sons, and what looks to be a winged cat.
A winged cat.
Yes.
Seems important.
I admire the art, and I comment, looks like Lady Duke Vampire is a giant man-eater.
Would you say the winged cat is a creature?
You haven't encountered one yet.
Does it look like the devil from Disenchantment? The
I
little
haven't-
black demons?
I haven't seen that. I don't think.
Me neither.
Okay, so as you enter out into the galley again, in front of you, you can actually see a 6 foot tall foreboding lady, and you can recognize from the paintings that you saw just before that this is Duke Van Thamper.
Statue.
Yes, it is a very lifelike wax sculpture.
Oh. Oh, could be like House of Wax. I want to touch it.
You want to touch it?
Yeah.
I pressed a digitation of mustache on its face.
So your prestidigitation works, and there is now a very curly French mustache on this woman. You can also see that she is cradling a winged cat.
Wow.
You approach the wax statue and you give it a touch, and yes, it definitely feels of wax. Nothing reacts to your touch, but it is quite scarily how lifelike it does look.
I don't like it.
Yeah, that's weird.
I suggest a lifelike test. Can you put a sword through it?
I'll touch the cat.
Okay.
Can I lift the cat up? Like, is it attached to the lady?
So you go to grab hold of the cat.
Yep.
And the texture is the same waxy substance, and you can see that it is actually attached to the arm.
But it's not soft and fluffy. Like,
No.
I don't feel fur. I feel wax when I touch it.
Yes.
Yeah, okay. But I'll leave the cat where it is.
Maybe it's like a magic wax figure that she swaps bodies with or something.
Yeah, it could be weird.
Let's set it on fire.
You guys with your fire.
Who wants to set it on fire? Got a fire spell?
Alright. I firebolt it.
Okay. Roll to hit.
20. Not natural.
No, I was going to say that was a crit. Yeah, roll damage.
6 fire damage.
You shoot out this firebolt, which lands at the base of the wax sculpture. And you can see from the radiating heat that it just slowly starts to melt and pool at the bottom.
Sweet. Alright, no bones in there, that's good.
Is there no treasure starting to appear as she melts away?
Next door.
Make a perception check.
The Borderlands game. Everything that hits
17.
spits out money.
As you wait a few more moments, as it starts getting softer and weaker towards the bottom, the wax sculpture actually topples over and continues to melt. You wait a bit more time, and as it pulls around, you see nothing but wax. Though, while waiting for it to melt away, you take a good look at the room around you as well. And you see a stairwell leading upwards on the northern edge of the room, which is right next to where you actually entered into the room the first time, I should say. You also see a collection of tapestry paintings and busts that are on pedestals marked around the room as well. Yeah.
Cool.
I nudge Heather on this.
Alright. Yeah, I open the door in front of me.
Okay. Are you going through or are you just opening the door?
I'm kicking the door down.
Kicking the door open. Okay, you place your foot firmly on the door with a big thrust forward, and the door gives way. It opens up for you.
What do I see?
Can you give me a moment?
Reveal.
Oh,
nah, I don't like that room. Look at it. It's empty. I'm not going in there.
So, apart from the main entrance, this room has 2 exits. So you can see off towards the southern end what looks to be the main front door, and this looks to be the foyer of the building. You see a plaster shelf lined with some ornate vases, circles the room at a height around about 9 feet. Spread across the flagstone floor is a 10-foot wide, 15-foot long rug of exquisite design depicting a royal coronation. 2 tapestries hang on the walls depicting a dragon flying over a ship and pilgrims on camels, respectively.
Can I take the tapestries?
So you move in and start to investigate the tapestries when you feel a very familiar rush of air go past your head.
I swing. I react. Swing the mace.
I'll get each of you to roll initiation for me, please.
Alright.
So only Rock and Hevel have entered in the room at this time? Yep. Okay.
I got a 12.
I got a 9.
Sorry, so Izzy got a 9, Rock got a 12, Hevel got a
18.
18, and can you roll for Rhea as well, please, Dinesh?
Me? Okay.
Yep.
Raya got a 1. And
No. Sorry, you roll for yourself. Hevel's rolling for Rhea.
Oh, okay. I got 12.
You got 12. Thank you. Yep.
Rhea got 14.
Cool. Another wasted natural 1.
Okay. So, hang on. So Rock and Hevel, as you're in and inspecting the tapestries around the room, you feel the distinct rush of these wings flutter in. However, you're not quick enough to react, and each of you are going to be ambushed and attacked. And one moment. Yeah. Okay, so Hevel, 17.
My AC is 19.
There you go. All right, so you are aware of this one coming in, and you turn around and bat with your shield as this stinger tail comes in to attack you. Rock, 17.
It hits.
Okay. This one's going to come in, and you're not quite ready enough for it, thinking that you've got your wolf abilities, but not quite, and you take 6 piercing damage. And I'll get you to do a Constitution save for me, please.
At 12.
Okay.
Oh, wait, if it's poison, I have advantage.
Do you have advantage on the save, or you have a resistance?
Resistance.
My savings throws have advantage against poison, and I have defense resistance on poison.
Yep. Okay. So,
Do I get
so
another roll?
this isn't a poison attack. You're making a Constitution save, but the damage will be poison.
It says advantage against poison in my saving throws.
Yeah, so you'd have advantage on the Constitution save.
Okay. All right. So you've already saved though. With the 12, you've already saved. So you will take 10 poison damage, halve to 5, then halve again. So 2 poison damage on top of your 6 piercing.
I was lucky.
And to regulation turns, Hevel, you are first.
I'll cast Word of Radiance, so I'll hit both of them around me.
Okay. Is that do they do a save?
Constitution save 13.
Those dice sound so heavy.
Yeah, no, they're so meaty.
That's the
Well-
heavy damage.
1 fails, 1 saves.
The fail gets 5 damage.
5
Radiant damage.
radiant. Okay. So the one directly in front of you. Why can I not? There we go. Doesn't avert his gaze quick enough and gets blinded by this shining radiant light. And you hear this little infernal squeal come out from inside of him. The other one had pulled a wing in front of its face and protected itself in turn.
What did it say in Infernal?
It was just a squeal. Anything else for your turn?
No.
Okay, it is now Rhea's turn.
Okay. Rhea is going to move in to, I guess, I think she would want to go there unless it'll trigger like an attack
No, it.
through the door. And then
Yeah, I'll say it won't at this point.
all right. And then, actually, well, if it's not, would you take that as well if she moves there?
So if she was to move there, she would take an attack of opportunity because she can effectively move from the door on the diagonal to that spot.
Yeah.
But to move over there, she would have to then move around the imp space.
And then she'll do the multi-attack.
Yep.
Gets 22 for the first.
That
and
hits.
11 for the second.
Second one misses. First one hits.
And she does 10 damage.
Okay. And as this imp is still cowering, like trying to recover its sight, it just at the last second sees this blade cut across its face, and it screams out more and infernal as it's then dropping, and then all the wind leaves its lungs as it hits the ground with a light poof.
In that case, she will then move to, if she can make it there, she should be able to make that.
Yep. So she's going to be on that spot there. Yep.
Sure.
Okay. So Hevel, Rhea, Thanesh, you're +4. Yeah.
Yep.
Rock, what are you? Your initiative?
I was 12.
What's your bonus? Sorry.
+2.
Okay, Thanesh, you are first.
Cool. I sort of walk my way in and grip my staff and crack the crack at the imp.
Yep, roll to hit.
11.
So as you try and bat this imp out of the sky, you can see that he's very more agile than the one that got hit by the blinding radiance before, and just sort of quickly hovers up above your swing.
Okay.
Anything else?
No, just sit here and wait.
Rock, is your turn.
I would like to walk over to here And I would like to cast Thorn Whip at the imp.
Okay. Roll to hit.
Oh, that is so bad. 7.
So as you crack out this thorn whip, you've actually cracked it out at the same location that Thanesh has tried to bat away, and the imp just flies straight above it, with your whip just making a nice loud crack underneath it.
BLs.
Okay. Now it is now the imp's turn. The imp is going to, that's directly in front of you, Hevel, is going to have another crack at you. But again, you manage to dodge under this tail as it flips over your head, trying to get you right over the shield, but you're too quick and get underneath it. It gives out a little click and a command in Infernal, and those of you that understand Infernal hear it say in a high-pitched voice, "Come help us. These ones are a bit tougher than the last lot."
He's calling for more.
And with that, you feel the air move around you, Rock, more above you, and
Imps are gonna die.
and one of them, and a new imp, appears behind Rhea, and it goes to have an attack at her. And what's she, 17?
Yep.
She takes 4 piercing damage. You can do a Constitution saving throw for me, please.
Constitution is +2. She gets 11.
And she takes 5 poison damage. She did save the throw, but still takes half. So taking 9 damage from that sting, as she lets out a very audible yelp as this stinger gets lodged into her back. And you can see that that one's given her quite a bit of grief. Rock, you've been transfixed on this one you've felt flown past, and has now appeared that you very quickly notice that another one has now appeared behind you with its tail out striking. And with an 11, you manage to catch it just as it's making its strike, and with a very short duck underneath, you've managed to get your way out of harm.
Duck, you mean he didn't move?
Pretty much. And with that, Izzy, it is your turn.
All right. Do I have line of sight to the top one?
Yes.
I'm just going to cast Frostbite on the top one, so it has to do a Constitutional save.
It fails.
Yeah. I do 5 cold damage, and it has disadvantage on its next weapon attack roll.
Okay. So you shoot out this frostbite, and you see the frost take a hold around the base of the tail, but not as much frost as you're used to seeing when you've given this attack before. You can see that there's a bit of stinging and soreness around that area, but not as much frost, probably due to the high temperature and the red skin of the imp around it.
You're not having fun with this, Fuzz.
No. I think they're resistant to magic.
Yeah, they have quite a bit. Okay, and anything else for your turn?
I might move forward a little.
Sure.
To there.
Okay. And Hevel, back to you.
I will. I think I'll just cast another Word of Radiance. So Constitution save 13 against the one next to me.
It passes.
I rolled 6 damage too. That's a lot for me. All right, don't shake your head, guys.
Anything else for your
At least you're
turn?
not getting hit.
No, because then I'll. No.
Okay. Raya's turn.
Okay. Raya is going to take a swing at the one that appeared behind her
Sure.
with a multi-attack.
Yep.
So the first one was 16 to hit.
Yep.
And 17 to hit.
They both hit. Roll damage.
So 10 and 8. 18.
10 and 8. 18. So Raya turns after having this stinger stuck in her back. She whips right around with her sword and gives it a quick slash downward over the face of the imp. You can see some blood now escaping out of this gash that's across the imp's face. It's barely flying in place. Anything else?
No.
No? Okay. Thanesh, your turn.
Cool. I'll follow up Raya's attack and attempt to hit it with my stuff.
Okay, so Raya attacked a different one. She attacked the one that was behind.
Oh, behind it?
Oh,
Alright,
there?
I'll go
Yep.
for the one in front of Hevel.
Yep. Roll to hit.
6.
So you bat down, but this imp is on another level of just darting around and flying around, one that you've just not quite encountered before as it's getting around each of your
Too
attacks.
frantic. Alright, that's me.
Okay. Rock, your turn.
I cast Shalalalala
Yep.
and try to beat on the one next to Raya.
Sure. Okay. Roll to hit.
Sorry, I'm going to use that one. 14.
That hits. Roll damage.
Three.
So you see this very battered, struggling to stay afloat imp, and it's got no speed to it whatsoever. So you just manage to time your blow and clack down on top of it, forcing it to the ground, essentially squashing it between your staff. Is it staff or a club that you're using?
Club.
Club between
Club
your
and
club and the floor. As you raise your club up, you see the imp not moving with a pool of blood directly around it. Anything else?
I turn towards the other one.
Sure. Okay. Now it's back to the imps, and the same one that's been darting around you, Hevel, is going to have another sting at you. This time, with 23, makes contact over your shield and into your chest as you feel the piercer sting into you. And you take 6 piercing damage and do a Constitution saving throw, please.
11.
You take 4 poison damage as well from as the singer's in you. You feel the seeping poison into you take hold.
So does that mean I'm poisoned?
No.
Okay.
No, you've just taken poison. I'm just trying to narrate it. You did actually resist that. You did save, so. And then Rock, the one that you've now turned to is going to try and do the same. But this time you manage, as you turned around, you manage to put your shield in front of you. The sting contacts with the shield and you see a little bit splintering through, but it pulls away. You've taken no damage. And Izzy, yours go.
I will just shoot the one next to Hevel with my crossbow.
Okay, roll to hit.
Six.
You fling off this crossbow bolt, and again, this one really is just frantic and darting around everywhere. And your crossbow the bolt just goes straight through its legs and hits the wall behind it.
With this thing.
Anything else?
No.
Hevel, you'll go.
I'll try a Word of Radiance again. Constitution 13.
Okay.
You know what, actually, before you finish that, perhaps instead, actually, I will try and grapple it.
Try and grapple. Okay. God, we do this every time. I really need to remember the rules for grapple. But I believe you make a strength.
Yeah. And make a strength against your strength or dexterity, athletics or acrobatics.
Okay.
Oh, its wings off.
It's going to go to dexterity.
And then make athletics. I got 16.
So you manage to, as you see this darting little imp, you manage to drop your weapon and shield, and by surprise, with both hands, clap over and grab onto each wing. You've now got it successfully grappled in your hands.
Excellent. That's my turn.
Okay, it is now Rhea's turn.
Well, Rhea is going to move to the one over here. And she's going to try and smack that with her multi-attack.
Okay, yep, roll to hit twice.
Natural 20. And 23.
So if any one of you other guys want to play Rhea, because she seems to be doing all the damage, just sing out. Yeah, they both hit. And roll your crit on one of them.
6 is 11 plus 14. And that's 10 and 3, which is 27 damage.
Okay. Halved because it's piercing. But Rhea, with this pure bloodlust, you can tell that she's told you absolutely everything about her being a Hell Rider, and her training has been intense, because you can see with each expert blow that she has not missed. Well, I think she's missed once, but she's very rarely missing. And as this one comes down, Rock, you see a very quick slash, and this imp who has been cut directly in half, just sort of the left half falling slightly faster than the right as it drops out of the air, completely dead.
I might I'll put my character on the other imp maybe. So. Oh, no, it's kind of hard to see.
That's fine. Leave that. I know it's grappled. And if you're doing nothing else, it'll be Thanesh's turn.
Alright, so I am going to strike at the grappled imp.
Yep. Roll with advantage.
So are you can he see the imp, or is it encased in Hevel's hands? Like, is it that small?
Hevel's got it by both wings.
Okay.
And Thanesh is probably saying, "Gimme, gimme," and he's like turned it around.
It might not be good enough. 12.
But in your apprehension of not hitting your friend, you bat too short with your staff. And
Yeah.
Unfortunately, just miss.
I give off a frown. That's me.
Rock, it is your turn.
I turn, and the imp that's grappled, I'd like to attempt a thorn with it out of his hands
Okay.
while he's still holding its wings. I want to rip its wings off. I want to wrap around its skull and rip its wings off. That's my aim with my thorn whip.
Okay. Roll to hit with advantage.
22.
That hits. Roll damage.
3.
3. What type of damage?
Piercing.
Okay. So your whip grabs hold as Hevel's holding this wrestling imp with both hands, and this whip is now wrenched around the entirety of its body. And you're attempting to pull it back?
10 feet towards me.
Okay. Hevel, are you letting go?
No.
Okay.
Both of you have to do an athletics check.
You do a strength
Yes.
challenge if you're trying to.
Yeah, this is going to be a strength challenge in that
Why are
case.
you trying to rip it
A
away?
contest, a strength contest. I know why he's trying to rip it away.
You know, you all get like freaking reactions on it if it gets pulled away, right? Just saying.
All right, fine. I let go of it.
You let go of it? Okay. So yes, it is being pulled 10 feet towards Rock. Now both Hevel and Thanesh get an attack of opportunity. However, Hevel, because you had to drop your weapon in order to grapple him with both hands, you can make an unarmed bludgeoning attack.
Well, I only have to grapple it with one hand.
Oh, okay, so you've dropped your shield?
Yeah.
There you go.
So I can hit it with my mace.
Go for it. So
and I
roll to hit.
23 to hit.
That hits, roll damage.
5 plus 3 is 8.
8 bludgeoning damage. Okay. And Thanesh, can you please do your
Yeah, I rolled
attack option?
a 17.
That hits, roll damage.
And 5 damage. Bludgeoning.
So as this thorn whip has been ripped over the top of the imp, Hevel, you've dropped your grip, and at the same time you've whacked it on top with your mace. And Thanesh, as it's being stretched past, you just grab your. Are you using your staff?
Yep.
Yep, with your staff, and you just give it a full sideways crack as it's coming past you. Both of you have hit, and you've seen significant damage happen to this imp. As it gets towards Rock and the thorns unravel and drop away, you see this very punctured, battered, bruised imp with wings that are flapping at half of the speed as you used to. And with that, it is now the imp's turn. And it's going to make one last lash out towards Rock as a form of revenge for being dragged past that brutal gauntlet.
That sounds pretty confident in the fact that it's not going to live very much longer.
And with an 18,
It hits.
it does 4 piercing damage. And I'll get you to do a Constitution saving throw with advantage.
16.
Okay. So you take 3 poison damage. So it was 12 down to 6 and then down to 3.
Kind of lucked out there.
So 7 damage in total. And Izzy, it is now your turn.
Oh, it's not dead yet.
No, it is very battered and bruised.
I shall come into the room and I'll frostbite it.
Okay. It's a save, yeah?
Constitution 14.
It fails.
4 cold damage, but it's not going to take much.
And with your last expert, what's the attack?
Frostbite.
Frostbite. With your last frostbite, you can see that it's no longer got any energy to resist as the entire brunt of the frost takes over, and you hear a very audible clunk onto the ground as this iced over imp is now no longer lifeless, no longer with life, falls to the ground.
Yeah. Finished him.
You take a breather, and you realize that there's nothing else around you. And I'll get each of you to add 200 XP, please.
How's everyone's health looking after that?
Rhea turns to you and says, "Oh, these little buggers are starting to take their toll on me.
Yeah, Ray has copped a fair bit.
Yeah, I'm feeling about as they've got half a foot into my grave at the moment."
I haven't taken any damage, so Thanesh can go first in the next room.
I've got a shit ton of spell slots, so I will cast Good Berries. I'll hand out the 4 that I already had, and then disperse another 5 to whoever wants them. So
Okay.
9 Good Berries to anyone who wants them.
Rhea probably needs some more because she does the most damage.
Yeah, I'll take 2.
We could always take a short rest too, couldn't we?
Is always an option.
We could, but we're in an
Yeah.
It is, but we've just busted into some dude's house
killed all the
and
guards.
killed all these guards, beaten his groundskeeper. Oh, dude. Yeah.
Scared off some servants. Some are still tied up.
Well, I suppose. Yeah.
Yeah, so who wants Good Berries? So Darty takes 2. I give Rhea just 4, 5, I don't know. Do you 2 want any?
I'm good.
I've got like 2/3 of my health, so maybe give it to Rhea.
Yeah, alright. So I give Rhea 7 and Darty 2.
Okay, Rhea thanks you and happily just starts shoveling in, as you can see that the amount of effort she puts into combat has exhausted her a bit. But she feels the sensation of the good berries take hold, and she starts to feel slightly revitalized. But you can still see, a few of the attacks that have taken onto her. Those wounds haven't quite closed up.
I open my hand out to Thanesh and say, with a dagger, would this be of more use to you?
I'll take the dagger and pop it in my belt.
Are you out of catapulting items?
I am.
Oh, I heard there was 8 very good goblets that were in one room.
I've got 4 daggers. Do you want 2?
I'll take whatever you give me. Yeah, you give me 2.
Alright, I'll give you 2.
Alright, I have 2 daggers.
After handing off the Good Berries, I go and suss out this door. I just
Okay.
walk through it.
As you step over the rug,
Oh no.
you feel that it is just a rug.
Spill
so-
the poison wine on it just to be sure.
Okay, so you're checking out that door.
Yep.
What are you doing? Are you listening, or are you opening?
No,
Are
I'm just
you
going through.
just going through? Okay. All right. As you open up the door, you see, it's an undecorated room. It contains 4 single beds and a dining table. This looks to be like a sort of dormitory or a sleeping area.
Are there any chests or people's belongings?
Make a perception check.
6.
You only see the 4 beds and the table with 4 chairs. You don't see anything else in this room. It is quite bland.
And I go, right, must be where the guards sleep. And walk through it, hold my breath because they're probably stinky, and go through the next door.
As Thanesh walks through, does he notice anything?
Make a perception check.
19.
You notice nothing else. You see a very, very plain, undecorated, unfurnished besides the table and the beds. Okay. Rock, you've now entered. Okay. So As you walk into this room, you smell pleasant aromas. You see one person not paying attention to you, quite invested in a pot over a stove. And then on to the western side of the room, you see what looks to be a cat, but it has wings.
I walk over to the cat and inspect it to see if it's a creature.
Okay, so make a perception check.
Oh, fuck it. 6 again.
Okay. This is very much a winged cat. However, it doesn't appear to be of a regular beast nature that you are familiar with animals that you can transform into. It looks slightly monstrous. Not monstrous as in huge, but monstrous as in a monster. But it still has cat-like features, and it is meowing, and it does notice you. And it gives you a bit of a cautious look.
I try and pat it.
I
Okay.
cast Mage Hand to also try and pat it.
It gives you a very cautionary hiss as your hand gets close, and it sees this mage hand come in, and it starts batting away at it. At this point, the lady who is standing over the pot turns around and sees this spectral hand, Brock and Thanesh in the room, and then Izzy by the corner, and says, "Wait, what are you doing in my kitchen? Get out! No guests in the kitchen."
So we are not guests, we are members of the Flaming Fist, and we are investigating crimes committed by the family. You're in danger and you must leave.
Butt in at this point and go, crimes, like animals in the kitchen. This is a health and safety issue.
We also want to pet it.
You flaming fools! Get out! Can't you see I got to open fire here? I don't care about what you're investigating. Just no one in the kitchen.
I go and I grab whatever she's working on, and I throw it on the floor. I say, "You don't understand how serious I am. You need to leave now. This is not negotiable."
Okay, roll a intimidation check for me, please.
Oh yeah.
1, which is actually a 0, I think.
You never taunt the chef.
Yeah.
Okay, so you
0.
you go up towards the pot and you give it a very angry rattle as you are quite surprised by the weight of the soup that is in there, unable to turn it over. And she pulls out this wooden spoon, very menacing look towards you, and says, "Don't tamper with my food."
Yeah, I'll leave it as it is at the moment. Can I have another go at trying to tip the pot over? Would you allow that?
Sure.
All
Make
right.
make another intimidation check.
I'm just full on going for the pot here. I'm just going to
Okay.
attack it and try and shove it off with my staff, like try and hit it off the stove.
All right, make a strength check for me, please.
That's an attack roll with the staff. You'll miss
God.
anyway.
No. Oh, it's a
7.
strength check.
7.
You get the butts of your staff under the handle and you give it a very strong push. You aren't able to successfully push the pot over. However, a large amount of the soup has now spilled over the top and onto the floor.
Yeah.
Does
I'd
the
say,
soup
again,
look nice?
get out.
She looks at you and says, "Oh, these fucking Van Dampers, they get the worst sort of guests in here," and she just storms her way out.
I'd like to follow her to ensure she goes out of the building.
Okay. So she goes out, and she's just standing out on the back veranda, back porch area.
I walk to the door and I observe what she's doing.
Okay.
She just standing there?
She is for the time being. She's muttering to herself and swearing.
All right. I walk out and I'm like, "Are you leaving?"
What? Why do you need me to leave? You're just coming in and destroying my kitchen and destroying my food. Oh, the Duke will have my head for this.
You'll lose your head potentially if you stay around here. Many people have already died. You need to leave.
Make a persuasion check for me.
Persuasion is +2, 15.
Okay. She turns and sees the sincerity in your voice and in your face as you're explaining the situation, and she looks at you and she says, "All right, I'll go, but just make sure nothing bad happens to Slobber Chops."
Cat. All right.
And with that, she very pacily walks out.
I would like to look around the kitchen for some pieces of meat or something.
Yep, make a perception check.
20.
All right. So you look around the room. You see pots, pans, cooking utensils. They're dangling above the wooden preparation tables, and the shelves are lined with bowls, platters, herbs, spices, and other dried goods. You also see there's a dumb waiter, which is near where you are right now, which is used on a pulley system to put food into the floors above. You also see that there's bits of chopped vegetable and whatnot that are on the tables. No meat. However, with the soup that has been spilled over, there are some chunks of meat that has spilled out onto the floor.
I'd like to go grab a few pieces of them and give one to the cat bird.
Okay, so you go and round up a few bits of meat, and you notice as you're starting to walk back towards the cat bird, its composure has changed from the apprehensive hissing to one with longing in its eyes and purring.
So I hand it a piece and give it to it. And then I say, "There's more where that came from if you stick with me."
It happily chomps away at the small bit of meat that you've given it, and it gives a little purr as it stands up, stretches out its wings, and then starts moving in between your legs as it's dropped down, giving that little rub with the tail wrapping around your legs each time, constantly looking up at your hand full of the meat.
Add one familiar to your inventory. I want to use Mage Hand on this door to see if it's locked, and if it's not, I wish to open it.
Which door, sorry?
The south one.
The south one? Okay. It is unlocked, and the hand can push it open if it wants to.
Open it.
Okay. You see a small room with no windows, and there is food and drink stored on the shelves.
Any beer?
Make a perception check.
Six.
After a bit of hunting through, you see in the bottom southeastern corner two casks of ale.
I point out to Rock. There's ale if you want it in here.
I grab a couple of bottles from my pack. And as I'm putting them in there, I hand another piece of meat to the cat bird.
It happily takes it from you and gives a bit more, like as your hand's getting closer, it gives a little meow out and takes it from you.
Move to check to the other door.
Okay, yep. You check the door. It also appears to be unlocked.
So push it open.
Door opens freely. And you see a stairwell going downwards.
Ooh, do we want to go up or down?
Down.
But down is where the hell direction is.
Go up first, then come down.
Yeah, I feel like maybe up first, then down.
I join you guys.
Okay. So you're all going to start heading upstairs?
Before we do, I take a quick glance at the dumb waiter.
Yep.
Can that go only up, or can it go up and down?
It can only go up.
Okay.
How big is the dumbwaiter?
Big enough for some plates and some goblets to stand up in. Sort of like the size of a microwave. It's probably a good way to explain it.
Would a rock fit in there?
A transformed rock into something else, might?
Nah,
Nah, too much of it.
rock's only getting bigger.
Let's go.
Okay.
Up there.
You guys start making your way towards the stairwell, and with Slobberchops in tow, following closely behind Rock, meowing up at the hand for some more food. And what I might do is end the session there. I think Darty said you got to be up at like 6, don't you?
Yeah, up at 5:30 to leave
Yeah.
at 6. So
So,
that would be thankful.
do you want me to reveal the next room for you, or?
One quick one.
No,
So
I'll leave it for next week.
Slobberchops was in that painting earlier. Was the lady we saw the one in the painting?
Sorry, which painting are you referring to? You've seen quite
You
a
said we saw a picture or something.
The
with
it
Slobberchops
was the
in it.
wax statue that we melted.
Was the person of the wax statue the lady in the kitchen?
No.
Whew.
No,
It
we
means it's
clearly
late.
identified the wax lady as being the Duke.
And this is likely her cat.
Yeah, I was just checking we didn't let the Duke go because we didn't ask for a description or to confirm it or anything. We didn't do that, did we?
No,
And we
I'm-
didn't ask her name either.
I'm sure the Duke would get a lot more pissy at us if we told her to leave her own house.
I don't know. If I was surrounded by crazy bitches, I'd just be like, "What? You gonna let me leave? All right."
That'd be a funny sort of escape room, right? Yeah, how you wouldn't expect that. It's just some lowly person that's in the room, and you tell them, "Oh, get out!" It's like, "Oh, okay," and then
That would be a major precedent, though, for every game. Because then basically everyone you meet, have to be like, is it this person we're looking for? Does it look like them?
no, I wouldn't do that. And besides, you were told that there were 3 other servants. You've encountered 3 NPCs. You could make a fair assumption.
That said, the Duke could be very humble in attitude
It's not her.
and like to cook her own food.
All right,
nice.
but just to show you, like, I won't reveal too much, but you scroll over to the right a bit. This is where the stairwell's going to take you up, and we'll reveal a bit more next session, next week.
All I see is stairs.
Yep.
Very good.
No.
Next Monday.
Yeah, I haven't got any reason otherwise.
All right, sounds good.
Sweet. Catches them.
Cool.
See you.
Bye.